stars.
So, first question, who here actually wants to live to 100? Some people. Who here couldn't stand the thought of still being alive at 100? Okay. What do we think of when we think of old people? Crippled, nursing homes, what do we call them? Frail, elderly, that's a nice one. Grumpy old man, old fart, over the hill. And what do we do with them? We already said, where do we put them? Nursing home. And so for me, it was someone said I'm going to live to 100. Initially I'm like, well, why would you want to? You know, me watching my grandparents grow up, I only have one grandparent left. So Bubba, you know, I have vivid memories of images walking through a nursing home in Brisbane where, you know, you're a little boy and you're walking along the aisles and you're peeking in all the rooms, and we have some people who work in that environment, and you know, they're drooling on themselves and, you know, defecating themselves, and the stink and the stench is horrendous. And visiting my Baba, my Yugoslav Nana, and she was, you know, all decrepit. She was actually physically quite well, but Alzheimer's. And so over the years, just watching someone not even recognise their daughter and then getting angry at them. And so my other grandparents, one died of heart disease, another one of cancer, another one, my only one who's alive, Nana, she lived with mum and dad. And so there again, she's quite physically well, but mentally just off the chart, like doesn't recognise me, keeps arguing with her daughter, like, what are you doing in my house, kind of thing. Why aren't people living to 100? That's a good question. Disease, they're dying. What are people dying of? What are the big killers? Cancer, nice. 1 in 3. Heart disease, 1 in 2. Third biggest killer? Pharmaceuticals, the medications themselves. Pretty nasty. Yeah, you think about this. The average 65-year-old or over takes 7.4 medications a day in Australia. That's the average. And so some people, I'm assuming, take none. You're going to learn tonight how you think about it. I've never met a person on medication where they're getting healthier. Does that make sense? So there's some premises within medication, like I'm the first to admit I wouldn't be here without it. So in a crisis, amazing. We want to uncover some of the myths behind that.
Your life is now, your life is now, your life is...
I like the focusing on where you want to be when you're 100. Really gives you perspective. I read something similar in a book, not exactly the same, but it gave me perspective about 6 years ago, and I made some changes. And yeah, it's easy to slip out of alignment, but this has been a good refresher, and love what you guys are doing. Need more of this.
Thank you.
Everywhere. They need to implement it into the schooling system.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
First off, Anthony, he just puts everything across and makes you feel so positive, so good about yourself, and want to live longer, and want to look after your health and be excited about looking after your health.
Your life is now, your life is now.